Guys, before we get going, you know what we got to do. We got to give a huge shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much to Tony, Starla, Luke, Jacob, Jeff, Adam, Chuck, and Justin. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And if you want to help support this silly show that Luke and I do, and because it really does go a long way, you could be a Patreon member and be a part of the Patreon family. You can join at patreon.com/AITDpod. Or if you don't want that and you just want to come hang out with us on the Discord, come do that too, guys. The Discord chat is always open. It's always flowing. We're a good time. Come hang out with us. Come on. We got some new people in there this week. Thank you all for joining that. So you can find that link in the episode notes as well. But enough of that stuff, eh? Let's get into what we're going to be talking about. Episode 171. Luke is back from vacation. We got some coffee cream filter stories. I had a long weekend after we recorded the last episode. A lot of just crazy shit.
Did you ever?
Also, there's a new slate coming up for the 2026 election called the Fearless Slate with Richard Hooker. It's going to be Sean O'Brien versus Richard Hooker. We're going to talk about that. Also, there's some next buyout rumors going around. Guys, this is going to be a jam-packed episode. Episode 171. Here we go. We got to this one address. I said, this one goes around back. He went around back, boom, drove off, left them right at the stop.
That was after getting hit by a car.
Wait, you got hit by a car?
I ended up drinking 24 Bud Lights in about 48 minutes. Drunken nomad stumbles out in the road and he hit me going 30 miles an hour.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on another episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode 171. Thank you guys so much for being here. You know what I forgot to mention at the top, too? Guys, if you sign up for Patreon, you get ad-free episodes. Come hang out over there. Since we have ads now, you know, come hang out with us on Patreon. So, get ad-free episodes. Guys, that little around the around the table here. You guys know him, my co-host, down in Westburg, Virginia. Come here, let me see you.
Fuck.
Luke. How are you, buddy?
Well, I'm doing all right, I guess, as we record. It's normally a Friday, but I am actually working tomorrow to beef up my first check since vacation and get some other shit. Basically, I had some
wait a second. You told me you were working tomorrow.
I am. Yeah.
Wait. You worked this whole week. God damn it. I am so lost. I don't know what I thought.
You forgot I was working Saturday.
I'm a -1 tonight.
Fuck.
There we go. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I feel like as I'm saying it now, I'm like, man, why am I doing it? But I'm doing it basically because I was one was after vacation week, like I said, and this week for me was not bad. It went kind of quick, and I didn't work too much. But I had a random occurrence of events that happened this week, and you and Nate were on the phone for the just the very beginning of it. But to make a long story short, because this was on Tuesday, this was early in the week, so the way this had started, work-wise, it could have gotten a lot worse. But as we record on this Friday, it's not. It didn't. But Ashley had locked the keys in the Jeep, and it was running, and we have roadside assistance with it, so I call all the shit's in the glove compartment, so I don't know. I'd call our insurance guy, and apparently there was some stuff that got switched over with my homeowner's insurance, and they'd like reset this stuff, and apparently I'd found out that it wasn't just me that this had happened to, but like billing fucked up numbers, and I had like they were like, he said, "Hey, you got this thing on the like this, said coming up. Do you still have the same thing? Because I have my auto insurance and shit and car insurance that still was taken out fine." And so to make a long story short, even though it was not my fault, and they, said it was their fault in billing and apologized for that, I still had to pay like 4 months of which isn't that bad. Like, it's not like it's that expensive for me anyway, for what I have. I had to pay an extra like $400 and some dollars, and to get it squared up to where we are now as this gets released as we record in October. So when they asked me to work, I was like, well, yeah, a little time and a half all day. That just happened. I was like, we're thinking about taking a weekend trip next week. I was like, these motherfuckers, they got me. So yes, I'm working the 6 punch tomorrow, but my week hasn't been bad up to this point, and I can't see it being too bad tomorrow. I don't mind Saturdays on occasion. I don't do it very often. Like next week, I 100% wouldn't do it, but I do like having I like having shit that I don't normally deliver, and I don't know if that'll be the case, but it gives you kind of a refreshing, like I like delivering different shit every now and again, and that's the one thing I don't like about having a bid route is it's nice to see some new scenery, because I went from delivering the Nomad Delivery Guy became the name. The Nomad Delivery Guy, when it got created, that was literally because that was what I'd said, like I was a cover driver for so long, and I didn't take a bid route because I enjoyed covering and I knew a lot of shit, and they didn't just throw you on routes back then, because if you had area knowledge, I bumped a lot. I didn't bump. I worked over a lot of drivers higher seniority than me, because I just knew those routes and I enjoyed it. But I wouldn't do it now because of having a family and you can plan your day way better. But I could go all day, all episode talking about that. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? I'm fucking 6 punching it, but yeah, the week's been good for me, brother. And a long-winded answer.
Good, man. Good, yes. I don't know where. You're a fucking mind blank. For some reason, I thought you were off this week and you're coming back as this episode gets released. I kind of said that, but I don't know. Fucking,
yeah. Well, dude, that kind of...
It's been a long week for me.
That sort of... that little bit... Normally when I get rolling, I just start rolling. But I'll tell you, that little bit, that fucking derailed me. Because once you said that, I was like, what's he said? That it got me thinking of like, oh, because I'm forgetting what fucking day it is. Like, tomorrow is Saturday. And I have to tell myself, but
yeah. But yeah, no, it was it's been a long week for me personally. And I mean, like, so I can fill some people in too, So I mean, I'll start with this, okay? There was a good friend of mine. His name is Dominic Toretto, and he has a quote that says, "There's always room for family." And so this past weekend,
what a quote for Dominic.
So this past weekend, my wife and I had her grandmother actually move in here with us, because we got the whole downstairs basement that is finished. It's its own big room down there, and there's also a fully functional bathroom down here too. And she's from Florida, and there were some issues that went on, you know, family issues, if you will, and she needed to get out of Florida, basically. And, you know, we offered up our place for her to stay for now until they can find her some like assisted living type place. And, 'cause she is 90 years old. So I'm mentioning this because when my father-in-law brought his mother up here, from Florida, we had, well, we call her Nanny. So we had Nanny in the house. Her dad, my father-in-law, was in the house, and her sister, my sister-in-law, was in the house, my wife's sister. And they were all here, and my kids' cousins were here, my nephew, and they were all playing upstairs as we were getting my nanny, or her nanny, we were getting Nanny settled in downstairs. And all of a sudden, there's just a screaming, just like screaming, just intense screaming and crying from my youngest, Grant. And my sister-in-law goes running upstairs first to see like what happened. And then she starts yelling, "Oh my God." So then follows my wife. My wife now follows her upstairs. And I hear my wife start freaking out. So then obviously I fly up off the couch that we were downstairs on. I fly up off the couch, run upstairs to see what's going on, followed by my father-in-law behind me. And so all three of the cousins were playing. They were playing with pillow forts out there in the living room upstairs. And my youngest, Grant, and I know all of this because we have our house wired with cameras and Ring cameras. And so we could see everything that goes on if, God forbid, one of them starts lying about something where you say, "We could go check the cameras. You better not be lying." So we could see everything that happened. And what happened was, with the pillow forts, my youngest, Grant, who is 4 years old, acts like he's going to push the pillows over. Now, my oldest, Xander, who is 7 years old, gives him a playful, like, push away. Like, no, get away. And everybody's giggling. It was a playful push. Now, my youngest, Grant, knowing the dog bed's behind him, like, sells the push, like, flies his body backwards, like, you just pushed me, and just, like, reacts, you know? And he flies his body backwards. And by this reaction, he doesn't know this, but the stone slab from the fireplace is right behind my dog's bed. So, with all the screaming, my son split his head open. And there was a lot of blood, because the head bleeds a lot. And you know, so there was a lot of blood, and everybody started freaking out. Literally, my oldest starts crying. He starts freaking out because he's like, "Oh my God, what did I just do?" kind of thing, you know. And then my youngest sees the blood on his hands because he starts feeling behind his head and all that. So, you know, my wife's screaming like, "Call 911, call 911," and she's freaking out. And then her dad's like, "Danielle, take a breath. The head bleeds a lot. All right, everything's gonna be all right. Let's settle down. Let's take a breath here and figure this out." And me, I'm just like, screw that. Like, get a bunch of paper towels, put some pressure on it, get in the car. And I'm driving us.
Right.
Like, yeah. I'm driving us to the hospital. And the hospital's not far. The hospital, if I drove the speed limit, the hospital's probably about 12 minutes from us. I made it there in about 7. And so allegedly I was speeding. Allegedly. But no, so he's doing good though, just for the record. He's totally fine. And but it was just funny because we got to the hospital. By the time we got there, the bleeding stopped. Like my wife was putting enough pressure on his head that 7 minutes that, you know, it stopped. And so, you know, the doctor, you know, they rush us into the emergency room instead of waiting, obviously, because that's a serious gash he's got on the back of his head. And right in front of him, then when the doctors come in, they're like, "All right," and like after they take a look at it, and they're like, "All right, listen, you know, we're probably gonna have to use stitches to stitch this up." And my youngest starts freaking out, crying, "I don't want want stitches. No, not the stitches. And I don't know where he gets this from. Like, I don't know how a 4-year-old knows what stitches even are when he's never had them. None of us in the family's ever had them like that. But he's freaking out, crying, and just doesn't want stitches. And I don't know if it's because, like, we've jokingly have told my 7-year-old that, stitches or snitches get stitches. And, telling him not to be like a tattletale. Snitches get stitches. So, like, maybe he's just like, I'm not a snitch. I don't want stitches. Like, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what's going through that little head of his. And so then the other option then would be Staples. And my 4-year-old agreed to the Staples. And, dude, to me, that's like, it makes me cringe thinking about this. It makes me cringe thinking about someone just like putting it as just like down the back of your head, just stapling your head together. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. He ended up getting 4 staples in the back of his head. And as we're recording this tonight on Friday, October 17th, he actually just had the staples taken out this morning. So everything looks good there. It's all, it's healing up properly the way it should. So that was to start. I mean, day one, Nanny's moving into the house, and my son cracks his head open. Like, dude, like he splits his head open. It's just,
do they numb you for Staples? Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I don't want to. Okay, I couldn't.
Yeah, they had some sort of cream.
Okay,
they had some cream that they put on there, and it takes like a half hour for it to like fully settle in.
I assumed, but I was wanting to know like what the procedure was.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, listen, he handled it like a champ. He probably cried for maybe 15 seconds, and then he starts high-fiving all the nurses like, yeah, good job, starts high-fiving all of them and smiling and giggling and shit after he had the staples put in his head. But, nah, he's doing good. Everybody's good. Nanny's settled in. But I couldn't imagine, like, she's like fucking day one here, and this place is a fucking
her great grandson splits his head open. Shit, man.
Yeah. So
God.
That was the beginning of the week, and then but I mean, we got Nanny pretty settled in down here now, and she's doing good. Grant's doing good. Yeah. I mean, and then it's the same old cat shitting everywhere on the floor, vomiting, hairballs, like.
I want to say that I never saw this cat for years. I want to say this because there was obviously it's documented how much Dave loathes this cat, and rightfully so. I mean, just in the span of this podcast, that cat is pissed and shit in your bed, shit all over your house, puked. I mean, I can't just fucking unleash fucking fluid all over that house. And finally, when I get to see this thing one time, because I don't know how many it wasn't
just like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. You're upstairs. And he had his laptop upstairs, and he lets me see this thing finally. And I laughed because, like, I've had this image of this cat, like the epitome of like evil, because of all the shit that I've heard this thing do. And I swear it's got a black spot on its fucking nose, like right, just a tiny one. And I was like,
just right above its lip.
I said, this thing's got a fucking Hitler stash. No wonder it's so I was like, this is fucking so fitting that this cat. It just. It feels like it fucking thing. It's the biggest villain of all time, and it literally looked like, I was like, Jesus, I had to throw that in
and
there.
And it won't die.
And it won't.
She won't die.
She is too stubborn and too fucking. She ain't dying. I mean, she's got 5 years solid.
I know.
She'll see Xander go to middle school.
Fuck, dude.
And Grant.
And like the worst part about it was like. So like that was Saturday when the head splitting open happened and Nanny moving in, right? And then Monday, my wife's like, I get home from work, we're chilling on the couch. She's like, listen, I need you to clean the cat litters tonight. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll go do it, And I go down there to clean it. fucking clean up the cat litter, you know, whatever, fresh litter in there and shit. You know what this bitch does? Right? Because now we're getting ready for bed, and I smell something. And I go downstairs. She shit outside of the litter box, right outside of the front entrance of the litter box. And I was like, dude, I went marching right back upstairs, and my wife's like, what's wrong with you? And even before she can get words out of her mouth, I picked the cat up and I tossed it outside. And she's an indoor cat. I went right to the back door, tossed this bitch right outside, and just shut the door. It was dark out, no lights.
The elements.
I was hoping the Yotes would get her, because we had. I just heard the Yotes about like a half hour ago before we even started. The Yotes were out back in the woods, so you know I was hoping the Yotes would get her something. But you know, and then I marched back downstairs, and Danielle's like, "What the fuck?" And she goes and gets the cat. Because she feels bad. She goes and gets the cat, brings the cat back in, comes downstairs, and I was like, she shit outside the litter box right after I fucking cleaned it. Like, I'm like fed up now. You know, we've had a weekend, and you know, all that, and yeah, dude, it's like if there's anybody that can call like APS or something. I don't know if that's a thing. Animal Protective Services, like, come and take the cat away from us, please.
Dude, it's so. When I looked at her though, she really is a pretty cat though. Like, she really is.
That's what all the vets say.
I know.
That's what every vet tech says. She's like, she's such a gorgeous cat. Yeah, and you know what my wife says every time? Yeah, but she's evil on the inside.
Yeah. I mean, the only part of me that I'd said to evil was the black spot in the nose, but that was like, but when you guys got her, I guarantee probably like that could have saved you back then, because you could have said like, hey man,
dude,
look at this. It's got a Hitler stash. But I've noticed with Sayo, our new kitten, he's got like we've had him now for 3 weeks, and his stripes, dude, he looks fucking totally different, even in his face, like with spots and shit. And I was like, dude, it just pops up.
Like, you know what's crazy too,
cat.
and I hate to admit this, what's absolutely crazy is when we went to the SPCA to pick a cat out, however fucking too long ago this was now, however long ago it was, Danielle wanted this orange cat, and she was set on getting the orange cat. And then there's this little white cat with a little fucking Hitler stash on his nose. And you know who changed Danielle's mind? This guy.
Oh my
right
God,
fucking here.
dude.
It is all my fault. It's
Dude.
all my fault. The reason why this fucking cat is shitting and pissing and throwing up all over our fucking house. It's because of me.
I wish I could like butterfly. I wish I could butterfly effect, go back in time, be like, dude,
Don't
you have no idea who I am, but I'm telling you right now. I'll be like, this is gonna weird you out. I'll be like, good enough to say, I know your dad's. I'll straight feel like I'm from the future.
Shit.
Oh shit.
But yeah, dude. All because of me. But yeah, shout out to Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, God, I'll tell you, I love the first Fast and the Furious. I loved. It's one of them movies. If it's on, I will watch it. But for some reason, I don't even mind Too Fast, Too Furious. But after that, for me, I like. I've only seen the third one was what, the Tokyo Drift, and I've seen that, and then after maybe the one after that, and then after that I haven't seen anymore, because I don't understand how, like, how's fucking I can't remember the guy's name in Tokyo Drift, but he fucking dies, and then he's like in all the other movies. Like in Letty,
like, this doesn't make sense.
No, Letty does. No, she does die, doesn't she? But does Letty come back? Yeah, like people like
remember.
Jesse.
It's been a while.
Jesse got fucking screwed, dude. Jesse got gunned down in the first one, never came back, dude. He missed out on a lot of money. I bet he's pissed. He probably sits there and is like, you motherfuckers let a car go into space, and you figure people back from the dead. You could have got me back for one of those sequels,
man.
God, dude. Yeah,
So true.
I mean, it's that is a fucking hell of a quote, though. I always loved, dude, when he said, "It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, winning is winning." I've used that. I mean, obviously I've used it in the betting sense a whole bunch in my lifetime, but even beyond that, man. I feel like you can. That's like a fucking. That's something you could carry in life.
Oh, there's some good quotes
shit,
in that movie.
dude.
In those movies.
Yeah, man, there really are. And I know they might get I know they got ridiculous at the end with all the stuff they were doing, but them early ones, man. Yeah,
Classics.
I will fucking agree with you on that.
Classics. Yep.
I gotta get
But we got a couple more things to talk about. So we just found out recently that there is a new slate that's going to be running against Sean O'Brien's slate. And this is called the Fearless Slate, and it's going to be led by a man named Richard Hooker. And we don't know that much about it yet. This is still pretty fresh. And we just found out about it a couple days ago. And so there obviously will be a vote coming up soon. It says 2026, so I believe it's going to be sometime next year for that. And I mean, you know, there's a bunch of things. I think one of the things that Richard Hooker was talking about, and like what he's, you know, some words of his, if you will. And I mean, I'll read them because they're right off of his Instagram page. So there was this one here where he says, UPS wasn't made an example of or brought to their knees. Instead, UPS made an example out of the members. Like, what happened to the AC? They harass, retaliate, and intimidate our members more than ever. Cameras were a strike issue. What happened? The cameras are still in the trucks. And why did some regions get screwed out of pension money? And now Rhodey is doing our work. That's one thing he said. Another one he said too, which, you know, this one I think hits pretty good. He said, members already get harassed, intimidated, and retaliated by their employers. They shouldn't have to deal with that behavior from their union officials. Tough talk doesn't work. Tough talk doesn't stop employers from disrespecting our members. No need for us to go to Mar-a-Lago while in Florida. There is nothing there that benefits workers. Is it Mar-a-Lago?
Mar-a-Lago, yeah, Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. And more power, no fear. Tough talk doesn't work.
And was that off of his page directly?
Yes. Yep. So that is, you know, I mean, you have literally Sean O'Brien, whose Instagram page is like Teamsters SOB, you know, and Sean O'Brien, obviously, and also what SOB stands for in the other sense, too, is, you know.
The cameras. The camera thing, I think, as we were saying before we started recording, right? I was like, that's the biggest thing for me, because with the AC in the trucks, that was said in the beginning that it would be in all new UPS trucks that after the contract.
Right. That was all new trucks after 2024?
Or 2023, whenever the passed. I think anything new after that, it but they had bought pretty much a whole new fleet. We got all new trucks that previous year. Like they or like 6 months prior.
UPS mass bought all these trucks.
They bought all these trucks so they wouldn't have to fucking But anyway, as fucked up as that is, that was stated, and I feel like that one they would be able to have an excuse for, but the cameras and shit, no fucking excuse, man. I'm sorry. So I agree with him on that. Like that shit was said and was supposed to be a strikeable thing, and they obviously kept putting them in. Yours got put in after the contract.
Every single truck at our center has one.
Yeah. And they're coming here eventually, and they can't find West Virginia on a map, and it's benefiting us right now. So as long as we can, our stealth is our fucking wealth, man.
They're like, Western Virginia? No.
Yeah,
no.
they're like we
West
put them in
Virginia.
They're like we put them in at Richmond Center in the beach.
God dang.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so this is it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it is, because this is early on, and I think I don't know about with timing, because we still got a few years yet before the next contract, but the early on with it, like the shit that, like I said, to go back to the cameras, because that was something we saw blatantly get put in after that shit was supposed to not be a thing. And and them not really making a fuss about anything until the the buyout rumors got leaked, and then they were mad about violating the contract. But they've the cameras is clearly a violation of the contract, but that doesn't get, like, it's just certain shit, and it's like, yeah, I think the dude's got a good leg to stand on. I would like to hear a rebuttal or response from Sean O'Brien on this, to hear his side, because he's still our current Teamster president, and regardless of whatever right now, at least, like, the last contract we got was a good one. I mean, in my opinion, I know it could have been there was a lot of people not satisfied with it, but they get like a almost $8 raise. It probably wouldn't fucking... I've never seen that happen before, and it's probably not going to happen again, but it did for that one. So
yeah,
I don't like, there just was a lot of stuff. I don't know. I've said it before on how the way certain things get brought up and handled, but I don't dislike Sean O'Brien. I'd like to hear what he would say on this, but this Richard Hooker guy, what he said was pretty fucking valid.
True.
So yeah, man,
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, yeah, we'll see how this goes moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. Sean O'Brien, you listening right now? Come on down, bud. We'd love to have you on, buddy.
We would.
Come hang out with us.
Come hang out with some rank and filers, man.
That's right. Let's go, buddy. The floor's open for you, buddy. The door's always open.
Well,
Sean O'Brien, come on down. You are the next contestant on All in a Delivery. All right, sorry.
Well, I was saying with the coffee cream filters, we were talking about volume, everything about volume going down, or when this would be, but it's been business as usual for all of us, mostly. Can't speak for everybody, but everybody we've talked to, everybody's staying pretty busy, and I literally was delivering a clear package in a bag, and it was fucking like the 4 squares of coffee filters, and I kind of loud sitting there thinking, like, yep, we're moving away, we're doing medical stuff, get more lucrative packages, and I'm just sitting here walking these coffee filters up to this fucking house. And I was thinking, dude,
Jesus, dude.
It makes me wonder how, like, I feel like in areas it will affect more, but I don't know, man. It makes me wonder how much of this is really going to, I'm starting to wonder if it's all just, I don't want to say if it's all just bullshit, because I know there will be some cutbacks, but dude, I don't know how much. Like, I feel like it's going to go by regions, and it just, I don't know. I thought about that. I threw that in there because I was literally in the moment of having that, because we have hundreds of deliveries a week. Some people even creep up into the 1,000 number. So, of all the ones you have, sometimes when one sticks out and you remember it, and I remember looking at that thing and I was like, yeah, I think we're still going to be delivering plenty of other shit other than just lucrative medical packages. But yeah, that's all true. That was.
And I mean, side note here too, I don't think it'll be next episode. It'll be the following episode. I think it will be, is when we can mention the third quarter earnings from this company. I believe they get released on the 28th.
The 28th is what I saw too.
Yeah, so it won't be next week. It'll be the following episode is when we can probably talk about that and dive into that one, because those are coming out soon. So,
yeah, those are always interesting, especially here lately. It always seems like no matter how much is profited, they're just doing so fucking shitty. It's like, oh God, I swear, it's like it's like when you talk to somebody that's got the negative cloud just hovering over them, and you can't escape it, and everything you say is just shit. And that's probably everything. I'm curious to see on that, but yeah, we'll get into more to that when we get to. My early prediction was I thought we would meet the expected projection. I do think we will, but I guess time will tell.
We will find out soon enough. Last but not least, I think the final topic we have to talk about here is the rumor mill. And the rumor boys here at All Into Delivery are going to bring this up because this would be interesting, I think. And what we heard, what was said, was the possibility for the next buyout would be that they were going to offer 5-year bumps for retirement, meaning you could go at 25 years with quote unquote 30 years of service. So, I mean, there's so many things I feel like too with this that is sketchy, if you will.
Yes.
But like one of them being, obviously, if you got 25 years in and you're like, you know what, I want to retire. Here's my 30, bump me up to 30 years. Are you getting your full retirement still? You know what I mean? Will the buyout be more money? Will it, like, all these questions. And I thought it would be fun. We thought it would be fun to dive into it a little bit.
There is no way that it couldn't be. It would have to be a backdoor deal of some kind, unless, because it's like, this is why we need. Damn it! This is why we need to get your dad back on here, or somebody with knowledge in this field of this. With the pension, basically, you get. I mean, like, you get it until you pass away, or is there like a limit with your pension? Like, do you get, you know what I mean? Like, once you,
I'm
like,
sure you get it till you die.
till you croak. Then, sorry, shouldn't say croak, but
yeah.
Fucking, is that a fucking train I'm hearing?
Do you hear the train?
Holy shit, yeah, dude. Damn, that is loud.
We got this now that I moved out into the garage here.
Holy shit, I do hear it. But but anyway, before that train derailed my thought a little bit, we
Nice.
So
that was good.
There's no way really you can measure, like, because one, the union Teamsters would never sign off on it. You would think, right?
You would think,
because it doesn't benefit them at all.
but will there be something that UPS will give up? You know what I mean? Like you said, backdoor deals, bro.
Yeah.
That's all there ever is.
But they
Between
can't.
these two.
But that's the thing. Say like
one always needs the other, right?
You can't. Yeah, that's Chris. Shout out Chris Desaria, man. He said one can't live without the other. But but say your pension. So if you get X amount of money a month and X amount of money a year, it's like they would have to you'd have to kind of guess to be like, listen, we'll give you this amount of money, and that would be your pension for 15 years. You think your ass, you've been drinking Monster Energy drinks for fucking 30 years. You think you're gonna live 15 more? Take this deal. But
wait, are you saying for them to give you more money to start the pension? Wait. I got so confused. My brain started thinking about something else.
I'm saying that the Teamsters, I don't think would allow that to happen, where they probably be like, we won't give you full fucking. I mean, I'm saying they won't.
I
give
know
you
what
full,
you mean. Like maybe it'll take 5 years
and
for
then
you.
UPS would say
to get your full retirement.
We're going to give you a buyout money, which is 10 years worth of what your maxed out pension number would be, on top of what you already get not completed, maybe.
Right. Because I mean, without mentioning names, you know what happened with a certain someone when they took the buyout, and they were holding. Were they holding money back, or something, or was it his benefits? It was his benefits, right? It was his benefits that they wouldn't allow him to get, and he had to pay his benefits until technically.
In that situation, it wasn't about the buyout. It was about their age. It wouldn't have. But
it was because they took the buyout.
Well, yeah, but their original plan was to retire in a year, so they would have still had to have paid that for another 3 years anyway, because you don't it's. I guess I can at least say, I won't give out names, but people it is a thing where at least here it's 55. You get your insurance benefits, but if you retire at 50 or 51, because there's people that'll get 30 years in that started driving at 21 years old, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And if you retire at 51 or 52 here anyway, I know it differs at other locals, you have to you can't. Your insurance benefits don't kick in until you're 55. So basically, you have to have other insurance,
even if you retire early.
Yes, that's how it is. From what I understand, that's how it is here.
Right.
But
so
that's not. Yeah, that's just the age
say
thing.
a 50. So let's say a 49-year-old takes this rumor buyout. All right, and it bumps them up to 30 years. They would be 54 years of service, right? So that would mean they would have to pay.
You're 54 years old.
So let's say, let me start over here. Let's rephrase that. Let's erase that. Let's say they're 50 years old, and they're going to retire at the age of 55. That was going to be their plan. All right, so they got 25 years in at 50 years old. And they take the buyout plan that now jumps them up to 30 years, but they retire at 50. It would be the same thing where you wouldn't be able to get your benefits until you're 55.
Yeah.
So they would have to pay for benefits out of pocket for 5 years straight.
There's one thing
total up to thousands.
There's one thing you're missing on that though, with the buyout of the 5 years, with talking about they to move you up retirement wise. I don't know if that would be enough to get, because you're talking get full 30 years of your benefits, but what you're not putting in that is another 5 years of working where that would probably be just the round ball. It would be at least $500,000 grossed. You know what I mean? If you would make $100,000 a year, that would be so. To bump you up benefit wise, I don't think that would be. I mean, I'm looking at it like that, where I'll be like, so that's great and all, but then that's $500K right there that you're not like. They would have to probably put some more financial incentive into it, but I don't think they're going to do it, dude. I think but we've been hearing this, and and if they do, man, I don't know, man. Are they that eager to just get rid of people? Do they hate us that much? Like, God, are we that fucking worthless, dude? Is like the bane of our existence just bother them that bad? Like, man,
I don't know.
Dock workers make way more hourly than we do. Fucking don't hate us as fucking paid. AI is fucking coming for them way before us did. Don't worry, it's coming. Hopefully Dave and I will be fucking long gone when that Skynet's coming though.
Dude, I don't know. That'd be crazy though. That'd be crazy, and I feel like the payout would have to be money wise, just straight talk and buyout. It would have to be up there, like you said. If you round up to $100K a year, that's $500,000 that person could have made.
And I think it would go back to the same way as it was how the first buyout was. I think the only people it would truly benefit would be the people that would be about ready to
30
retire.
plus years.
Yeah. And not like they literally would have a year or two left. And anybody that would have 5 left, unless they significantly increase that number, more than 1,800 a month year served, you know, I can't see anybody else taking that.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It is interesting though. I mean, you know, I know it gets rid of. I know we hired a lot of fucking people during COVID, and no matter what we want to say,
we just got 2 new people off the street. We just got 2 new drivers.
No shit. Really?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Why?
What the fuck?
I really think that if you want to go back to the beginning of the whole buyout talk, like we were saying that, you know, we feel like the plan was to get rid of all these senior drivers that are making top rate and to bring in new drivers that they won't have to pay as much.
Yeah, but I mean, with progression and shit, I mean, I guess a couple years worth.
But that's the thing. Like, I just started making top rate last year, 2 years ago now. Is that last year? I can't remember if that was last year or 2 years ago now.
I feel like
I've been with UPS for 11 years. So, like, you know, yeah. So,
yeah, that's a good point.
It took me 9 years to get the top rate. It's not like California's locals over there where, you know, as soon as they get hired, their progression starts for the 4 years. I capped out at a part-time cover driver rate or full-time cover driver rate. And then when I finally got my own route, that's when it like continued going up.
Dude,
like,
your progression wasn't going when you were cover driving?
It was, but then it capped out. Like there was a cap.
Oh, so you didn't. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, so it was fucked. It was fucked. But I don't know, man. Time will tell what happens with this company. And like the biggest thing for me, and you and I talked about this on the phone earlier this week too, and I mean, we could talk about it here quickly, is that, you know, I think the biggest thing that's keeping me around is it's not the pay. I mean, the benefits are great and the pay is great, obviously, but I mean, it's the pension. It's what I will have after I retire from this place. And the fact that our pension fund up here in the Northeast had to get saved and had to get saved by President Biden at the time, like, that worries me. Because, here's something that, like, for instance, my dad retired after 30 years. He was promised a pension, and he didn't get that at the time. He was only getting like 62% of it, because the pension fund was running out. And so it's like, that worries me to a point where, like, I don't know. That would be the ultimate slap in the face. I feel like it is that if the pension fucking dies. But I mean, like,
that'd suck.
If the pension croaks, oh shit.
Here's to it. Here's to it. Hopefully thriving for a long time. But it would also be. It's also a thing of where, there's other shit you can try to do outside of your 401k for other. But dude, it's true. Like but that shit. That's what we were we put into that though. That's not like it's something that's just like, hey, we've put money into that the whole time we've worked. So it's not like it's a free fucking ride either. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's so yeah, I want
losing money if it
dude.
It's not there.
Yeah, that's money that you put in that's fucking you're not getting. So yeah,
God,
let's just hope it stays, man. God, I don't know. We got a long way before that fucking time comes anyway.
I mean, the Northeast up here is.
Oh, I know.
I've already seen it happen, and I'm not even retired yet. I still got fucking another 18 years to go. Right. But anyways, well, I think that's going to wrap this one up. Guys, like I said, you want to be a Patreon member? You want ad-free episodes? Come throw $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 at our face. Come join the Patreon family, guys. It's awesome, and like I said at the top there, it really does go a long way, and it really does help support the show because there's money involved for us to run this. So without our Patreons, I don't even know. I do know.
I do know. I put one of the Jamboree stories I said last week, and I was like, Jesus, I got some on the paywall. I'd have to put on that because I did throw one of them up there this past week.
Hell yeah. So you Patreon members are fucking awesome. Love you guys. Also, if you want to join the Discord, come join it. You can find a link in the episode description as well. It's going to wrap this one up. Halloween's right around the corner. Quarterly earnings are around the corner. My birthday's coming. Thanksgiving's coming. Peak season's about to be here. Fuck. Episode 171 is all wrapped up, guys. I'm Dave. My co-host Luke. Everybody, be safe out there. We'll see you all next week.
Later, everybody.